the M4, doesn't matter, versus the AKs. They know how to engage and disengage. And that's before you get into the two-woman setups where they'll move together, or even the whole team. Like, they move as a unit, MIBR, and that's something you cannot learn in a day. But they'll do their best, Kidisgraca, as they move to the pick of MIBR, which is going to be Mirage. An uphill struggle would be putting it mildly, but at least they get to start on that CT side.
Maybe they can get an early, an early round here, and then just like catch on from that. Bit of momentum would actually be exactly what Kidisgraca need. Oh, I love the boost here on Ninja, and they're actually heading towards B. So this might be the chance. Nani here going for the jump spot, and she spotted them. So rotation would start in. Very fast pace now, James, and he already got spotted, but they do not realize that she's still there.
Yeah, you might want to silence USP in that position. Might give you a little more mileage, but not going as planned for Kidisgraca on a back foot early in this pistol round. 3-on-4 as we see a very organized MIBR popping heads towards that short position. Lerigou making her way through, but oh my god, it's just nothing but thorns coming her way. MIBR take another round. That's quite a few rounds in a row now if you start from the first map.
That's 14 in a row. James, what do you think about the USPS in CS2? I'm also thinking to switch back to P2000. It just feels better somehow with the game.
So I didn't even think to try the P2000, but I saw someone in chat was talking about it in the European match when I was tuned in, so I'm going to give it a go. But I will say, like, things do feel weird in the game. Like, when I'm spraying with the AK, I feel like the bullets are just not connecting. Like, they're just going... I don't know where they're going, but they're not going where they're supposed to be going, as far as I'm concerned. So things are feeling quite bizarre in the game. It's to the point where I'm just using the Krieg instead of buying an AK when I remember, because I don't know how to use the AK in its current form.
The AK right now is only good if you just like want to one-tap. Otherwise, it's just weird. Like, the spray is so random. But let's get back to the game. MIBR,
well, it's an eco round. There's not a lot going on.
Okay, I mean, they're second B. I just like realized it's gonna be fast.
Actually, one thing I wanted to mention before we got into the first map was, if you remember how the smokes used to be, they were a lot wider. And I thought it would be really weird how they would work on Mirage. I thought the CTs would be forced to like throw a smoke in the middle of mid and then defend from behind it or something. But they've made them more reasonable for what CS is at the moment. Because I thought they were a bit broken, a bit busted before, but I think they're in an okay situation now. But on Mirage especially, I'm sure you've seen, like, if they've changed the smoke so they always go down to the floor. So if you smoke the balcony to Palace, it goes down to the floor in a way that the Ts might be able to abuse. And sure, you can shoot it or throw nades at it, but you can't do that for like 20 seconds, you know?
Yeah, so, of course not.
I think we're going to see some funky stuff there as well.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But first up, it's going to be Kidisgraca trying to duel MIBR, which is a tall order. It's not very easy to do that, but they're going to have to do it at some point. Regiane gets dropped to the mid position. Then we can see Kidisgraca fighting for mid. So far, so good, but there's more work to be done.
Oh, it's also... that's actually perfect. We kind of like a one-way. I mean, one-ways don't work in the same way as before anymore, but sometimes in some situation it is kind of like still possible. And yeah, this is Kidisgraca. Woman advantage here, 3v2, but it's gonna be a retake situation because the bomb is going down. And it's China and khizha trying to defend the bomb. khizha on her way towards app. So China is all alone. And if Kidisgraca is fast, they can maybe get the retake, but they really have to act soon. And we already have a kill here on China by 11, and now it's only up to khizha. Bomb is not perfectly planted for her, and they actually get their first round, James. First round. Oh my god. MIBR actually won 15 rounds in a row until Kidisgraca could break through. That is crazy.
Curse has been broken. MIBR's money's not spectacular, but only 2 CTs survived that round, so I wonder what they might choose to do. It would be a gamble if they went for a full buy here, and someone must have disconnected because now we've got double China. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, might be a slight delay, but we'll see what they choose to do here. MIBR. Yeah, again, it would be a little gamble, but we've got Kidisgraca on the scoreboard early. That shows some promise. They'll have plenty of utility for the next round. But yeah,
very good for the confidence, right? I mean,
absolutely.
It's not nice losing 13-0 and then losing the pistol. That's like a bit of a, like, you know, the cherry on top. You know what I mean? And yeah, so this round was very crucial for them. I'm actually glad that they finally found their way into the game somehow. Yeah, money doesn't look that great. Obviously, they also lost like a lot of players in the previous round. It was not pretty, but they got the work done, and now they can just show what they're capable of. They could still surprise us. As I said before, Mirage is a map that I feel like every team can play. So I think it doesn't really mean anything that MIBR picked this map. They're obviously very good on Mirage, but it's more because of their individuals. Like I have seen khizha and regiane doing incredible work on Mirage. So I expect them to step up again. Actually, I think it's regiane who disconnected because she's missing in the lineup. So yeah, we will see. If we have more info soon, nothing happening yet. Do we have any info from the production? Let me check.
I wonder. I feel like the maps which have been ported to CS2, like Mirage, I feel like they must be getting an overhaul, like Overpass, like Overpass has, because the lighting is like this. Where the maps have just been ported, the lighting is a little odd. But I do wonder.
I think in general, like in a lot of maps, for me, like the lighting looks odd, and in some maps even maybe too much colors. If you know what I mean. Like for example, I don't know. For example, Inferno, it feels to me like that it's a bit too much, like too much detail.
A bit
like
busy.
Before.
Yeah, I agree with you. There was actually
like so many like small things everywhere, and it's just like it looks very pretty, you know. But if you actually want like to play competitive and then focus, I feel it's a bit too much for the eye.
I agree with you. And I think there was someone who made edits, like Photoshop edits to some of these surfaces of the map to give an example of as like the simplicity that you're supposed to have in Counter-Strike. And it's funny because an environment artist quote tweeted it saying, like, this is basically the opposite of an environment artist. I can see his point, but also, like, I don't think he understands what Counter-Strike is. Like, sure, you can provide all that detail in some one-player game where you're doing, you know, whatever, then beating a final boss. But Counter-Strike is not that kind of game. And I was thinking, like, especially if you compare it to Overpass, they both had overhauls, but I think Overpass is a lot more in keeping with Counter-Strike, whereas Inferno's just a bit too busy. It's almost like it's an exhibit of the capabilities of the map, but but it's gone too far. So you know, they can rein it in, but I do think that is a conversation that needs to be had, because, you know, in certain places like Boiler, they're like, oh, let's have some depth to Boiler rather than just, you know, having whatever we had before. But
I also think they just, like, you know, like Banana, they made too many changes, and I think like mid is like a bit too narrow. I honestly think that Inferno's right now, like in CS2, the map that probably needs the most like rework. Like I honestly think they should like maybe do some changes on the map, because also, you know, like a lot of smoke lineups that I know, for example, Inferno are like are not possible anymore because there's just like something in the way all of a sudden. So they changed them up that much also that a lot of like the smokes that, you know, they just like don't work anymore because it's just like, you know, it changed so much. And
well, that's very much deliberate, because like from a game development point of view, you don't want your game to be solved. Because
I get it.
If everything's
still a lot of changes.
It is. But if everything's solved, then things become stale. So that's part of it, and that can go too far where you're changing things for the sake of changing things. So there does need to be balance. But indeed, I think like the walls and textures are too busy for the mind and distracting. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I suppose it's a learning process. Yeah, I think it's a learning process. There can be a balance between aesthetics and beauty and competitive, not integrity, that's not the right word, but, you know, things
I understand what you mean.
Yeah. Anyway.
Let's jump in, James.
Shooting gallery is what's going to be happening on this A-bomb site, and Kidisgraca are being challenged. They are having, it's their turn to be the victim as far as the Tech-9s are concerned. So far, so good, but MIBR don't have a lot of health left, and there's more utility to come. And even the FAMAS will be enough. Barbecue towards the end.
Whoa.
3 players survive. I think they'll be happy with that.
Yeah, look at the smile on Emma's face. Getting another round. That was good. And it's survived with 3 players. I think they can be proud of that so far. So it looks way better than Overpass. It looks way better, and it's also very, very important for them to like build up some economy now, and also build up the confidence. Because for people that maybe just tuned in now, they have lost the first map 13-0. I do not want to rub it in their face, obviously, but I think it's just worth mentioning how good MIBR played on Overpass, and I think it's kind of great that Kidisgraca is just looking forward and trying to make the best out of the situation. And it looks good. Tight score.
Up on both sides.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see what they can do. We can see, I think over time, we might not always see that HE thrown immediately for a smoke, because it can be quite crucial perhaps later on, as there is more utility to be thrown by MIBR. They've got 3 smoke grenades in the hole, as 11 won't be too shy about having a look around to see what's going on.
What do you think about the feature, by the way, that you can like nade the smoke? Because it's like the opinions are very mixed in this matter.
Yeah, it makes things more dynamic, and again, in terms of trying not to have your game solved, it makes things quite interesting in that it can always be different every round. But we'll have to see with time how it plays out.
Competitive.
Yeah, because you have to pick the right time to use that. Like, nuke will be interesting when you see the wall of smoke outside.
Oh, yes. That's a great take.
I can imagine the best nuke teams in the world getting frustrated. But let's have a look at this. MIBR are positioning themselves to split the A bomb site. And that's a big headshot from ferzy. But there's more to be done as 11 tries to hold position, but there will be an instant trade. lerigou's got the AWP now, swing and a miss. And look at that kill feed. It is being lit up with the bodies of Kidisgraca players. Going in a 1 versus 4, made 3. How far do you go for this one? There is a kit in her hands. They know exactly where she is, and I don't know if there's much left in this round for Kidisgraca.
Oh, one. Possible, but she's not going for it. Going for the save here. I mean, they do not have that much money, so it kind of makes sense. Also, she would have needed to find the other 2 players very, very, very soon. Time was ticking. Bomb was ticking, and it's the 3rd here for MIBR. And that was kind of explosive. It started like so, like slow and control, but I really love that about MIBR. Like, you can really see they have like a great plan. And then when they like went out A, it felt like Kidisgraca, they did not even know where they were coming from. It was like right, left, and you could just like see the kill feed, you know, Maisie, khizha,
oh my God. That bomb just went like 10
crazy.
meters.
Yeah, it was crazy. Okay. Kidisgraca here, forced around the saved M4. We have actually Emma only with Deagle here, so yeah, that's not the best buy.
Yeah, rough situation. Trying to hold on as best they can. They're going to have to make an aggressive play unless they have a stroke of luck. We can see there's a focus on that mid position, and no one's really got an angle on Palace, and here they come unchallenged thus far. And now Kidisgraca will be scrambling for position, but that 5-7 will get to work on the ramp. And maybe there's a chance now. Then again, Emma has just been popped. China, oh my God, that's such a nasty headshot from China. She's coming to this one very sharp indeed, and there's no escape for Kidisgraca in this round. They just get taken, pulled apart by MIBR, especially China. She's looking so good with those headshots.
How did she do that? She was not even aware. She was like getting shot from behind. She just like turns around and headshots her right away. Oh my God, that is a statement, James. And here, yeah, it was a nice try, but I feel like they couldn't really do anything against the force that MIBR is right now. And now we have a full eco here, so it's a pretty safe 5th round for MIBR. Kidisgraca, yeah. Getting tight, trying to push mid to get some early strikes, but so far only 1. And yeah, that was fast.
Fast eco round is a good eco round as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, that's true. try to make the best out of it. But now it's getting interesting again, James. I don't know. They do not have money for an AWP. I would have actually loved to see them save up for an AWP here and try to get like the mid control, because I think last gun round on mid was also played with an M4. I think the AWP on CT side is very crucial on Mirage, because you're just like, you know, so flexible so that you can like go for peaks everywhere. And they're missing that. But let's see what lerigou can do with the M4. Spraying a bit through the smoke. No one there. Regiane, she made some space here on top mid. Just trying to remain some control, but most of the players gather towards B apps. And it looks like they're planning to go for a B execute. And actually that wouldn't be that bad. Oh, pushed by 11.
Yeah. This is what they need to do, Kidisgraca. They need to take the game to MIBR. If they allow them to do whatever they can, they're going to be in trouble. So they've got to take the game away from them. And they've certainly started doing that. But we've seen MIBR clutch before. 3 players is enough for them to do that. So Kidisgraca have to be careful. Don't give this AWP angles if you can avoid it. 11's still creeping as khizha tries to find something. And then there were 2. This is looking like a 3rd round for Kidisgraca then. There will still be money in the hole for MIBR, so China can make it expensive, and that could count later on if she can find some more frags. Just the one on this occasion, though.
Yeah, that was actually beautiful from Kidisgraca. I love that 11 just like went up top mid to go for the aggression, and then we had another aggression here. So this is actually exactly what you mean, like what you said also before. This is what they need. They need to bring the game to MIBR, because so far they're just like letting themselves getting bullied by them, and eventually they have to say stop and yeah, fight back. And this is exactly what they did. They could not let them get so much space, and they finally went up for some aggression here. Now it's a 3rd round for them. Some weapon save, which is also good for their economy. Beautiful nade here by ferzy. But we have an early entry from regiane, but they're fighting for mid, which I love. So they have the mid control right now, James, and they want to keep it.
Yeah, this is really important.
This looks very good.
Yeah, it does. MIBR have made their way towards top mid now with ferzy in China. The bomb is in, sorry, ferzy and regiane. The bomb is in tow as well. Kidisgraca have disappeared for the time being, but they could re-emerge. We can see Nani's got a forward position on the ramp, but ferzy is wandering. So Kidisgraca are still being proactive with their positions, not settling on the 4v4. That is to the advantage of the T's anyway, especially with over a minute on the clock. Just moving below that now. Nani starting to get curious, catching one. That's information as well. The bomb carrier is quite low, and they've seen the bomb. And have a look at this position from Kidisgraca. We've got lerigou coming in from the back as they reposition on the A-bomb site. Smoke towards Palace. And this one might be okay. Regiane so far tagged as well. They've lost a player to a disconnect. So Regiane's in the clutch. 1 versus 2. Coming in from the back, though, is probably going to be a problem. Goy will deliver the goods. And there's 4 rounds on the board for Kidisgraca.
Yeah, that was also a bit unlucky for MIBR. I think one of the alive players actually disconnected. So first we had 3, and then all of a sudden someone disconnected. That is like a bit unfortunate for them, but honestly, I think Kidisgraca would have had it anyway. They were already well positioned, and yeah, the HP was not great on MIBR. So we're gonna have a little pause here, trying to see where the problem is. Maybe one of the players has some internet issues. And it was China who disconnected. I think she was one of the players alive. So we're going to have a little break here. James, what did you mention before with the simple tweet about CS2?
Oh, so he basically thinks the game's busted and it's going to be for a few months, which is, I agree. He wasn't so polite about it, but I would agree with his sentiment. I think it's the nature of the beast, but it does feel weird. So one of the things for me in terms of colliding with another player, it feels like each player has got like an invisible cylinder around them, and you're almost like you're absorbing or something. You're just colliding with invisible hitboxes.
Mm-hmm.
So it really feels weird when one of your team are near you. We spoke about the distraction on Inferno. I think. So the game just feels a bit weird for me. I mean, what's your experience? How does it feel when you're playing?
Well, the headshots feel amazing. I'm actually trying to like go for the one taps because they feel so good and satisfying, but the sprays are all over the place. So I'm trying to tap more than spraying with the AK. With other weapons, obviously, like you can spray, but it's also, to be honest, it feels like a bit. I've played a lot of Premier, and it's kind of mixed right now. Like I feel like they're mixing a lot of like people that are unexperienced or have like or just started to play the game and stuff, with everyone, because they reset everything, right? And so for some games, it felt like people were just like run and gunning, right? Buying P90 or I don't know MPs and just like literally just like W and shooting. So this is something that I do not like a lot. I don't know if it's like more about like the new players or if just like people try like to exploit like this like P90 run and gun moment right now because P90 is so overpowered right now. Yeah, so it's a mixed feeling, but the headshots are really good.
The Deagle feels easy.
The Deagle, the AK one taps feels good. It feels like the shots connect faster, but it still like sometimes feels like you have like some input lag or something. So like the performance thing is definitely an issue. It's like obviously what a lot of players have noticed, streamers, whatever. Also with time that it does not, it feels like you play on 64 tick. Like this whole like tickless thing that they promoted that it will that like you will not feel it. I don't see that yet. Like for me, it's still like a performance issue kind of, and like also like if you feel like you move slower. Like this has been mentioned also by some people, especially if you play the op. I don't know if you tried, but you just like feel heavier in the game. It's hard to describe. But yeah. So this is something that like bothers me. So I don't know if they can fix that, honestly.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I don't know if for example, the movement can be exactly the same as CSGO because the engine is different. I'm not a game developer, but I feel like they're trying to program it to be as close as possible. But that makes me think that, ultimately it's a different engine and in some ways it's going to be a different game and maybe the movement is a part of that. But we'll see what they're able to do over time. I think a lot of these problems are not something which is going to be fixed in a daily update, for example.
No, this will take more time. I mean, right now, I love that they're fixing daily. It's a very good sign, right? That they're like, taking care of the game, trying to like fix. But so far, they're like fixing smaller things. So I think stuff like with the spray patterns on the AK and stuff like that, it will take more time. I do agree that I think like they cannot like fix everything with like this whole like performance feeling, tick feeling, whatever. It's like I cannot really explain it because obviously I'm not a developer, so I don't know exactly what makes you feel that you have like this input lags or that some stuff are like delayed. But whatever this is, like I fear also that it's not going to be solved because of the engine,
Yeah.
But we will see.
We don't have an ETA on whenever this fix is gonna come, but I don't mind chatting. I mean, there's like for the time being because there's a lot to talk about with CS. I would agree with you in terms of like it feels strange in ways that I can't put my finger on. I think there's definitely something. I don't know if it's relating to server performance, where things. I mean, there are things I think with server performance, but I think in terms of how it feels for the user, I don't know if like that's like a netcode, like how the netcode is programmed. Clearly, how they intended it to work versus how it's working, some things have already been reverted. Like where people with a higher ping, I think they were trying to bring the performance closer together with people with a lower ping, but it gave the people with a high ping some kind of advantage. So that was reverted.
Yeah, that is good because this was like crazy. I think I saw some videos where one guy could see the other, but in the other pop, you could not even see the person peeking you. You just died.
Yeah,
but crazy.
And at the moment, people are still like I play with a friend who's often got around 90 ping, and she'll go like behind the wall and then die. And whether the netcode balance things out in a fair way or not, in theory, if your experience is that you're behind the wall and then you die, that's still a bad experience.
Yeah.
You know, regardless of what is being programmed. So things like that have to be fixed, because if people are having a bad experience and they feel like they're being done in the wrong way, then you know that's not good for the game. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so things like that have to be figured out. So there's a lot of challenges. I can't imagine. I just imagine like in the Valve offices, they've got this massive whiteboard with different columns, like the short-term fixes, the long-term fixes, and the.
I mean, if you want to be honest, obviously they were not ready yet. Like I think for the release, they maybe needed a bit longer, like to work in the background and stuff. But yeah, the major is in a few months, so they can't wait that long. And now they're probably just like using all this people playing and reporting stuff also as kind of like a live feedback, right? So if it obviously in a perfect world, I think they should have just like waited a bit more, you know, till the game is more ready. But yeah, I think they're like working on it every day, so this is a good sign, and we will see what they will fix. I do not think that also what you said, that everything is fixable because of the engine. So maybe the movement thing will still not be resolved, or you feel like you're like heavier in the game, which also I think Robs mentioned once. I don't know if it was in his stream or on Twitter, where he said like he feels like he's playing with like winter boots or something, or something like that.
Oh, like he's in the snow, like in deep snow or something, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, this I don't know actually what they can do and what they can't do, but we will see. And I think it's a bit kind of wild, so that the officials decided in CS2. Honestly, I thought it would take like a bit longer. You know, they would maybe wait till like really like December or something. But obviously, everyone wants to play as early as possible. You know, the tournament organizers and stuff, to probably see how it is on a competitive level, just like also to be prepared for the major. But yeah, I think it's crazy.
Yeah, it's basically an early access game at the moment, but you know, the fastest way they'll get feedback is by putting on everybody. So I think there's probably no ideal way to do it, but it's here, and we shall get on with it. And we're back into the game now.
Ooh,
so let's see how many rounds Kidisgraca can get on their CT side. They're on the comeback now. Just the one round between them and MIBR, who are on pistols. Their money's been broken. I bet their spirit hasn't been, though. They don't have bad intentions with these pistols. They've got 3 Tech 9s and a few HE grenades. Closing the distance as they charge through Connector. There's a CT stuck in a smoke. This could get really weird, but Kidisgraca are picking up the frag, so I think they might be okay here.
That was awkward for a moment, but very smooth round here by Kidisgraca, and it's a tie score. So that is very great to see. After that stomp on overpass, good for the confidence, good for their whole for tournament participation. Obviously, they also need the win, and they need to give everything they have to have a chance here against MIBR, which is obviously the favorite, but you never know. And now we have another gun round by MIBR. Actually, huge damage already dealt on regiane. Again, no op on Kidisgraca. Obviously, they lost no weapons, so they didn't revive, but I would really love to see an op here on the CT side. First entry on regiane already, and they're down to 4. Great mid control here by Kidisgraca. And Emma actually trying to get some information, but ferzy punished her right away and gets into window, James. Oh, this could be dangerous.
Have a look at Nani in CT spawn, dropping the bomb carrier khizha. The bomb's been lost, 180, but getting popped by China with the MAC-10. That is a difference maker. We've seen the SMGs be strong in CS2, and China made it look so there. Suddenly, position is very good for MIBR. Sound cues of the CTs rotating. Hold on a second. He's going straight for China with that bomb. That was a big jewel. The sound cues I thought were there, but maybe they didn't understand them. Lerigou now, last woman standing as that bomb starts to rotate over towards that B bomb site. And again, we didn't even get to the sound there, because I thought with the positions near the window, they would hear the CT running in the underpass. But there's still that 1v1 with the bomb, won by MIBR though, so 6-5 it is.
It kind of slipped away from them. Like when she got the bomb, I thought, okay, that's their chance here, and it slipped away. So 6th round here for MIBR. But we have a rebuy here from Kidisgraca. They have money and finally an AWP, James. I was waiting for this all the time. Let's see what lerigou can do with that. Regiane again, going behind box.
Nice.
Oh, look at this. Like, this is what I was waiting for, James.
Very fast indeed. Early 5-on-4 for Kidisgraca. See if they can build on this. That bomb is stuck towards top mid. In trouble now, but help is on the way. Khizha will go to get that bomb out of a nasty situation as Mizzy wakes her way forwards. Looking to catch Nani, but can't quite find that headshot. 3 players on the A-bomb site. Kidisgraca responding quickly to the presence of MIBR. We'll see what Khizha's able to do now. Lurking towards top mid at the moment as MIBR position themselves potentially for a play towards the A-bomb site.
They're setting up some flashes here to pop up out ramp, and it's perfect because we have an AWP here. AWP quite not flashed, and they're not going out with the flashes, so they just like flashed and didn't use the right timing. So this could be an opportunity for Kidisgraca to take a 6th round. Rotation coming in already, and oh my god, it's getting close here.
Nice.
Another AWP kill here by lerigou. I love how much impact the AWP has this round. Already 2 kills. And it's a 3v5 situation. Mizzy trying to find some entries somehow. She knows someone is CT. Oh, nade kill actually here by ferzy. And it's only ferzy left. And Emma, she shuts them down. And it's again a tight score. This is an interesting match, James.
Indeed it is. We're going to head to a break. When we're back, second half begins.
Tuante unangwana ne.
So you wanna know what's up? Trying to get to meet 3 friends, liking me on Instagram, but me and you have never met. Playing it too cool, but you play yourself a fool. Already know you're cute, so why it taking so long? And hanging in the sidelines, you've been mad when the chance is gone. So take the chance, take it now, before you lose it all.
We return for the second half on Mirage, and Kidisgraca have got much more to say on this map than their own pick of Overpass, which they lost 0-13. Maybe they can take this one away from MIBR. Let's see what they can do on the T side pistol round. They took half the rounds on their CT side, but now it gets more difficult. We saw what MIBR could do on the CT side of Overpass. They will set the pace if you give them the space to do that. So Kidisgraca will have to think about that as they consider their rounds in the buy rounds to come. But first comes the pistol. And they are losing players fast. All of a sudden, khizha will defend that A bomb site. That bomb needs to be recovered. Goya and Emma. Now it's just Emma, just the latter. Everyone's disappeared. No one on the radio for Emma. She's going to have to clutch this one alone. Another disconnect makes it a 1v3 rather than a 1v4. And China finishes off the job.
Oh man, that went fast. MIBR picking up the next round, very important for them. The first round of the second half here, and yeah, it's again match pause. So I guess we have another technical difficulty. I guess we see double China here, so probably the same issue as before.
Imagine if it was double China, though. That would be very scary for Kidisgraca.
Yeah, I mean, China, she has found so many entries, so many opening kills also, like, in a few rounds. What do you think? What do you expect MIBR CT side to be? Because they have been very explosive on their Overpass CT side. So we have seen a lot of pushes from them. They were taking control back. They always did it like well timed. Sometimes they even gave Kidisgraca space to work with, but they always had a plan behind it. For example, once when they gave them actually space for mid, and they just like naded them, mollied them, completely shut them down, and they had like no chance to come through. So I'm like kind of wondering if they're gonna go with a similar game plan or if they're just like gonna like play it classic. I do expect them to fight for mid. I do expect them to take some aggressions into A ramp here, try to get early info. So yeah, that's what I would expect from MIBR. What do you think, James?
I think one of the problems here is that the longer the rounds go on for, I think the stronger MIBR will be, purely down to experience and working as a team and a unit. We saw that on Overpass, and I think that's going to be a problem here as well. If Kidisgraca are used to playing a slow pace versus other teams on their way to qualifying for Impact, I think the problem is against an established team, you're going to have holes in your game that were not challenged by teams on the way to getting to this level, and MIBR will find those holes. So I feel like if you're trying to play a late game, you're trying to lurk in mid and so on, you might have 3 people swing on you with a pop flash, for example, and things like that might devastate the game. So that's what I'm expecting from MIBR. I expect a strong CT side from them, where their experience, like if it gets into the late numbers, into you know, sub 30 seconds, and I think unless there's already a big numbers advantage, and even then we've seen MIBR clutch multiple rounds where they've had a 3 versus 5 or even worse. So so
especially if you have khizha alive.
Yeah, so I think maybe if you look at Heroic from like 18 months ago, they would often, I think Inferno was a great example, they would often just send like 5 people into the B bomb site on the T side and simply overwhelm with numbers. And that might be a consideration for Kidisgraca, or if they can set up a default at the beginning of a round and then show 1 or 2 different looks afterwards to keep them guessing a little bit, then but again that might invite hesitation. Obviously they can't run the same round each time, but I think their best chance is to abuse their numbers and trade frag to take position. Whether or not they can do that is going to be a different question, but those are the challenges I see for them in this half.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense that they're gonna play it like this, and the question is more here also if Kidisgraca, if they will also match them individually, because this is also something that I think was like a big issue on Overpass, for example, because so far, I mean, we have seen them play CT on Mirage, but not T side, and like if you like, for example, want to switch it like on the T side now, I think, like, for example, Kidisgraca's T side on Overpass was didn't look scary, but it was more like, you know, they were hesitating. There was like a lot of hesitation in their like executes or explodes. And I feel like if this could break their neck if they kind of like repeat the same thing again in this game, you know. So it would be very like important for them to not just like maybe fight against MIBR when they're actually coming to push and coming for the aggressions, because they're 100% going to do that. Like, I think we are agreeing on that anyway. I really like want to see from them that they're going to have good set executes and defaults that are like very like also in time, and where people don't hesitate and are like not scared to like go and double peek or something, because this is like something that was missing on Overpass 100%. Also like often situations where the players had no refrag potential, which is very kind of like a lost cause if you like, you know, go into a fight and like, yeah, you can lose a aim duel. It happens to everyone. But if there's no potential to be refragged, then it kind of was for nothing, you know? And I've seen that also a few times happening to Kidisgraca. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot up to how they're gonna approach their T side compared to Overpass. So yeah, I'm very excited.
What do you think of the what do you think of the Molotovs versus the ones in CSGO? Like in terms of looking through them and the clarity and so on, because you know in CSGO you often couldn't see a player through a Molotov. Like if you had even if you had like an orb looking on a ramp of Mirage, for example, you might not see a player through the Molotov who's standing there. But I feel like it's a lot easier now than oh, there's a cat. Oh, look how cute it is.
My god, so sweet. It's super cute. Cat cam. I do like the Molotov. I think it's like you can see better through it. Not it depends like from where you look, because there have been moments, for example, where I try to like I couldn't see someone as good, but it always depends like how far you're away or how close you are. But yeah, I do like the Molotov. It's just like what I don't like is the like more like pink color, but that's just like taste, you know. For me, it's like a bit too pink, don't you think?
It's a little Candy Crush.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like, you know, yeah, this is so perfect. I swear to God. It's, you know, I want it to look more like fire. You know what I mean? Like real cozy fire. And it's like very sparkly. So this is something just I would say like on how it looks on like an individual taste, something where I would prefer the older Molotov, but this doesn't really matter. It's in the end just
I will take visibility over, you know, happy over the candy colors of it. I'll take it visibility if that's the trade-off.
And yeah, what we spoke else about the nade thing, that you can nade the smokes. I think we will see like some interesting plays with that on some competitive games 100%.
So if we go back to
interesting.
If we go back to what we were saying about Inferno maybe being too busy with fancy things and detail on walls and depth and all this and all that. If you remember when they released the edits of Ancient in T-Spawn, they had all this moss on the water, like, oh, look at all these effects of the water. Again, it seemed to very much be a showcase, but I immediately for me, when I was in T-Spawn, I'm like, if you drop weapons for someone, you can't see it on the floor. Like if I don't know, if two people, whatever, if everyone has a rifle at the end of the round and you're throwing a different weapon to someone or something, if it goes into the water, you can't see it. I'm like, you know, so, like someone has to think about this stuff.
Yeah.
And they changed it. I tweeted them and said, like, you know, if you're dropping a weapon for someone and you can't see it, and you can't see it in a professional match, like what? Then what are we doing here? This isn't really Counter-Strike, is it? And they did change it. So now in the spawn area, it's clear. You can see dropped weapons through the water. And then as you go further, there's that moss and all the shiny stuff they wanted to show off. But there needs to be like, you've got to have someone in there who's like, hold on, guys, are we doing a bit too much here? Is this kind of compromising what Counter-Strike is?
Yeah. Do you know
DNA?
I mean, I'm not sure if that is valid information, if it's true or not. I just like heard it. But I heard that the Valorant dev actually worked on Inferno. This is like something which is like interests me. You haven't heard it, right?
Oh,
yeah. I'm not sure if it's true or not. So
yeah, no, she's cool, but
yeah, but that's the thing. But like if someone, for example, that it's like kind of what to say, like this is not contact. For example, if they do like some details like that, whatever, maybe they just like think different. If they're like from another game, they see it, they approach it different, right? Because like like they come from another game and whatever, and then it's not really like, hey, what is Counter-Strike about? Counter-Strike competitive and stuff like that. You understand? So I would just like think if there's like an explanation for like stuff like that, it could be maybe this. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure if this is true or not.
Well, I think from the top, you need people who are looking at this stuff and keeping the DNA. You need people who play Counter-Strike, because I don't think
100%.
I don't play Valorant, but I don't think it's overpopulated with aesthetics. But it's a copy of Counter-Strike after all. Exactly. So I don't think that's the issue. I think maybe
they just wanted too much.
Yeah. So, but again, things can be
they were
taken a step back. Like they adjusted that water immediately. But I think it's about like people to find these things and give feedback like as much as they can. This is like really important. Yeah. But they should have people in there who could tell them this stuff in advance. I feel like.
Yeah. What I would have loved to see, like Valve doing like some kind of boot camp with like some pros and then just going through like maps and stuff and asking their opinions. It would be so cool. Obviously, this will never happen, but I would love to see that.
It would be curious because a lot of pros will hate change. Anything that's different, people might not like by default. So it's interesting to find a balance between helpful feedback and I don't like this because it's not what I'm used to kind of stuff. So it's interesting, but I think maps have developed well over time. Overpass is a great example.
Oh yeah, honestly, I also love the overpass in CS2. I would not really change anything. Would you?
No, I think overpass has been done very well. I think that I very much like that. I like that they even in connector. They see this is something where it made me happy that they understand the DNA of Counter-Strike. So there was that skill jump in connector where you jump on that tube, right? And then they made it anyone could hop on there and it was super easy. Then they adjusted it so you have to do so they made it a skill jump again, which makes the people happy. So they've got the ability to do that. But anyway, we're back into the game again. Here
yes, let's go.
7-6 MIBR are in control on their CT side. Very early indeed. Very nice incendiary towards the ramp. Not too concerned with mid just yet. Can't plant the bomb in mid after all. Ferzy will be keeping an eye on things to see what they're up to. So Kidisgraca trying to close the distance with these pistols. So far, so good. We'll see if they can get any frags out of this, though.
It's gonna be tough. They have not really anything to work with. Oh, it looks like a smooth cleanup already. 2 players down. Khizha is here as well, and it's only up to Emma 1v5 situation. And just a Glock in her hands. I don't think she will even get a single kill here. They will not let her. They're already pushing her, approaching her, and China gets the last kill. And Emma, it's a smooth, clean round by MIBR. No one was here. It was a full eco here by Kidisgraca, and now they're getting into their full buy round. So we will find out, James. We've talked about how we expect MIBR to approach their CD side, and I've talked about what were the issues on Kidisgraca's side, on their T side, on an overpass, or especially with the hesitation when they were like doing executes. I really hope that it's not going to happen again. I'm very curious to see that, but we already have a very fast pace going towards mid here by MIBR, trying to get mid control, but Emma actually gets 2 of them. Khizha managed to refrag, but lerigou is very fast here as well, and now it's a 2v4 situation.
This is a big problem for MIBR because their money, they could be sent to eco territory if things keep going in this direction, and it looks like they might just do that. China's in a clutch with an AK-47 and a defuse kit, so I would not count her out. See what she's able to do with this one. It's kind of a must-win for MIBR, and she will do her best to do that. Elephant feet, though, as she hops towards the window. No one's giving her the 1v1. And we'll see if she goes for this one. I think it'll be difficult at this point.
I think better to save. I mean, they don't have the best money. They can buy again one more time. If she saves that AK, then everyone will have a rifle next round on MIBR. And she even... Oh, no, she doesn't get another kill. I was about to say, I jinxed it. I was about to say she's going to get probably even another kill in 11 because she was low HP. But yeah, fast headshot here by 11. And denies the AK save. So this is quite interesting, James. 8-7 score. As expected, aggression from MIBR, but this time Kidisgraca didn't let them push them back. So very much needed for them. And now they could actually be ahead soon. We have an eco round here by MIBR. This could be their chance to tie the score. Again.
Very dangerous pistols in the hands of MIBR, save for regiane with the USP. But it can be deadly in its silence. So let's see what MIBR are able to do. A big stack of the B bomb site. All AKs for Kidisgraca. No SMG player, no expendable player to go and find out where the stack is. So let's see if they'll make the right choices. Presence being shown in that mid area. Slowly creeping towards A. China has a defuse kit. So let's see how this one shakes out. MIBR might just sit on the B bomb site after all, but really, apart from China's Kevlar, is there anything that really matters in this run? We can see them on the move now. Target practice is not going to last very long in the mid, actually. And the bomb's only just been planted close to the site. There's the defuse kit on the floor. Mizzy's got the AK, but no Kevlar. Now, you could save this AK. Surely you'd want to save this AK.
Yeah, they could. But, I mean, they can also buy next round, so they could also
Can't buy an AK.
Like, not buy, but, like, I mean, everyone can buy. AK always good to save, though. But I think doing some damage wouldn't be bad as well. Just trying to keep them around. AK already into saving one, but khizha, she's trying to cause some damage. She picks up the AK, but I don't think she can do much with that. Oh,
she's got a kit! She's got a kit! Oh! Is there time for this? No!
Oh my god, James! I thought for a second she got it! This would have been insane.
You really have to run from these bombs in CS2. Further and further away you go.
Oh yeah, the radius is crazy. Oh my god, for a millisecond, I actually thought she got it. This would have been insane. Imagine winning a round like that.
Wow, that's a mean replay. Jesus.
Oh yeah.
Somersaults on the A bomb site as the score is tied. Kidisgraca have momentum. The MIBR have got to buy once again. Now you see the orb coming out on the CT side. Just about Emma almost making the orb disappear immediately. Ferzy makes her way towards that short position. Swing and a miss on Emma, going for the double scope. There's the flash. Safely done. That's the kind of coordination we talk about with MIBR. Emma stuck in that corner now, and she realized what that flashbang was for. The double peek. Emma's still standing somehow and gets the better end of it.
Emma has been amazing on the T side. This is like the third round where she's getting the early entry. khizha fights back though. Nani trying to look for an entry on the A side, but Mizzy spots her, and oh, they're down to 3. This is looking tough for them right now. And Emma only 16 HP left.
regiane must have been thinking, what the heck as that body just fell through down the ladder.
Yep, that was a bit awkward.
Great angles for China. We'll have to ask them if it's China or China. I am seeing comments saying it is China, but we'll check with the squad.
Say China.
Yeah.
I don't know, it sounds smoother somehow, but yeah, maybe one day we'll catch her and everyone can ask.
9-8, then MIBR in the lead once again, dispatching of the squad before they really make it into the B bomb site. Emma didn't stand a chance. So
okay. This stuff on up on the T side. First time we see this here. lerigou trying to go for some early pick. And she will not hit. Was a bit flash though on top, so yeah, they have no mid control yet. Approaching it a bit slower this time. Oh, look at the aggression on B apps. I love that. China already very close, but will she be aware? Of course she's not, but she's so fast.
Caught napping, staring at the microwave. Maybe looking at a radar, seeing what the team is up to. Either way, that should have been a free kill. And instead, MIBR are in control, the driving seat. They are firmly there. 11 will be instantly traded. Now that second frag, this one from Nani, really changes things. If they can drop khizha as well, and indeed they can. Are there any angles for these CTs? Wow, look at Nani go. The stand-in with a 3K in a very important round. China trying to close the distance now. Spots one by default. Gets the 1v1, but not the result she was looking for. Nani with 4, just running over people on this A bomb site.
This was a huge round by Nani. Actually, it looked like MIBR got this. And they were about to close it, but Nani just she just stormed out A and yeah, killed everyone on the way. And this is a nice round now for Kidisgraca, tight score. Mani not looking good on MIBR side, so they're deciding to go here for an eco. Looks like they're pushing towards Palace or Ramp. Free mid control here for Kidisgraca. They should be aware of the stack or push pretty soon. It's a stack though. China going for some early info on the apps. This is, by the way, classic MIBR, like the previous round. Also, how they went for the aggression again. Tried to get early info. Well played by them. But they didn't expect Nani to get the 3 insane entries. Huge round for Kidisgraca.
Yeah, the impact of that cannot be underestimated. Yeah. Especially, let's not forget these shorter match wins now. Kidisgraca are in a strong position. They still need to deliver on that promise, though, but they are in a very good position indeed. Oh, that timing.
No, they got 2 kills, James.
Always dangerous indeed. And again, the hesitation is here. The bomb is in that. Oh, no! This one would be one too far. So many bullets in the 5-7. The dream is collapsing. Kidisgraca did so much to get into control. And it is falling to pieces. Not like this. I don't know if mentally you can recover from a situation such as this. And again, the sound spreads so far in this game that I have no doubt khizha heard one of these 2 players in the apartments.
Absolutely.
You could see the confusion trying to identify whereabouts she was, but surely she's got the right idea now. But Goy's got a very strong angle. But with distraction being run on the site itself, will she focus on this in time? Oh, starting to look away. Gave the angle, but still delivers the frag. That's a really big one, and they might just get control of this one. Mizzy moving through with the deagle, down to the 1v1. There's no kit for her, but can she find this last kill? Goy not showing. Play the bomb, and you win the round. It's already too late for Mizzy, but what damage MIBR have done here?
Absolutely. Damage was huge, and almost even sneaked the round away from them. This is actually crazy. I did not expect that at all. The moment she got the kill on the bomb carrier, oh my god, it got really close there. Look at this perfect timing here also on the Palace peak. This is a bit awkward here, but still got the kill in the end. Very dangerous here for Kidisgraca. Huge economical damage also done by MIBR. And now we have another full buy by them. Ferzy on the op. Dangerous round for Kidisgraca. This is one of the key rounds, 100%, that they have to win here.
Oh, Furious style, just charging up that short position, but that's not normally the result. 5 on 4 for MIBR, and again, with the sheer level of damage they did with those pistols, if they win this round, I don't know if there's any stopping them. Kidisgraca's economy will surely be in the bin in terms of lost bonus and so on, but can Nani open up this A-bomb site again? Waiting for more response from the CTs, who are devoid of angles on A. Ferzy's posting up in CT, though, and Nani's just trying to be a pain, but the bomb is making its way towards A also in the hands of lerigou. Kidisgraca positioning themselves for a split. Regiane waiting. There will be concerns, though, around that jungle connector position. Ferzy trying to buy time. Regiane trying to find some frags. There's the first one. Bobby getting planted, but is there even cover for it? Successful it has been, but can they win this round? 2-on-3 now. As they're in connector, China coming in from that short position, catches Goy and leaves lerigou in the clutch. 1 versus 3. Disaster is on the way, unless she can stop this defuse. Body blocking might be happening, or is it? Oh, wow, she's found one more. ferzy picks up the kit now, trying to defuse the bomb. Disaster for MIBR. It's game point for Kidisgraca.
That is crazy. Oh my god. It was at 1 point 3v2. 3v1.
Almost game point. Sorry, it's almost game point. Almost.
Look at that. Double smoke kills. This was crazy. But they were so confident that they just like could stick it. So they were not even challenging her. Even though they were like, they had the numbers, right? 2v1. They could have just like tapped the bomb and then, yeah, just have a crossfire or something. But they were so confident that they could like stick it in the smoke, which, by the way, happens way too often in CS. But not this time. Very well played here on the after plant. And this is looking tight for MIBR now. James, this is a completely different Kidisgraca. I do not know who is this team. It feels like they have exchanged, switch teams, switch players, switch mentality, everything compared to Overpass. I do not feel that we're watching the same game right now. Like the matchup previous was a completely different dynamic. And now they're actually even leading by 2 points.
Yeah, that was a really bad round for MIBR to lose. And again, you said they had the numbers. They also have the talent to deliver on that round, but the smoke just gave them the variance. So they had no answer to being shot through the smoke on triple, not the hardest lineup, and it's left them broken again. There'll be last chance saloon for them once their buy comes through in the next round. Pistols aren't as dangerous as they were last time. I don't expect similar results from them either. So here comes a big swing through the smoke with the flash, and it's a shooting gallery. Not in MIBR's favor. Now it's game point for Kidisgraca, looking to take it to Inferno.
Oh my god. This is crazy. The switch here on the momentum compared to the last map is really insane. And yeah, they have all the confidence they need right now. They're just like very confident in their aim right now. You can see this. And by the way, they're entering, their pace, everything. And now MIBR's last chance to keep themselves in the game. They only need 3 rounds to go to overtime. But money's tied on top, so they cannot really afford winning rounds with a lot of losses on top. It's a tough one, James. And this time you see they're not actually that aggressive. They're playing a bit more passive. Looks like they got Kidisgraca earned some respect here from MIBR.
Kidisgraca just heard MIBR rotate away from the window for free, and they have just popped in there.
Oh, and they're not aware of that.
Oh, Emma caught sleeping.
So
that was a big opportunity. They punished the sound cues from MIBR and still lost position. It's got nothing to show for it, which has kind of been par for the course in this series. MIBR holding B with 3 players, as there'll be defensive utility on the A bomb site. Now, will they hold these positions or start to get curious? Regiane holding down the window as the smoke starts to come in towards A. At least one for top connector, which might suggest a B play. And there's no one to really see mid, as ferzy will see one swing onto towards Tetris at the very least. Now one's in Palace as well, and that might be a clue. khizha rotating away from the A bomb site. The rotation's coming in, and Kidisgraca are swarming onto the site itself. Into the AWP they go. Goy looking for a second, but Regiane will trade. 4-on-2 for MIBR. They need all of these rounds to take it to overtime. There's China getting popped in the trade, leaving 11 in the clutch now. 1 versus 3. Not happening on this round. MIBR will make it to 10.
Oh, they are. They're fighting. They're fighting. But look at that, James. They've lost 2 players, and obviously they're able to drop. But it's not their money is not also that great. So they really have to be cautious. Love the retake here by them. And the way they approach it together, perfectly played out. And now tech time. I think it's the first timeout they were using. Did they even use a timeout on Overpass so far? I don't remember that. Tech timeout on Overpass from Kidisgraca?
I don't think so. I don't know how much.
It went so fast. I feel like it feels to me like a dream, right? It's just like went past, so like it just like was over, right? And yeah, I think the first tactical timeout we have actually seen here. So they are cooking up something. What it will be, we will find out very, very soon, in just a few seconds.
When I see
MIBR.
utility with a Tech Nines, I think, well, one, I think maybe the B-bomb side, but also I think that, well, I hope that there's something nasty happening. Now, sometimes with maybe more HE grenades, you see a smoke towards short, then the HEs towards the window, but Tech Nines and utility on Mirage, normally the B-bomb site, and the radar would suggest that that might be the play. MIBR taking this opportunity to charge up mid. Now, that's got to be the alarm. That's got to be the green light to charge the B-bomb site ASAP. They've invested in mid, then this will be weak, but they've got to find the kills. Regiane is here already from that mid position. The reinforcements are here, and not much looks to be happening for Kidisgraca. MIBR got there lightning fast to bolster that B-bomb site, and now they are 1 round away from overtime.
Oh yeah, this was smooth. So this is the last chance for Kidisgraca to take it home, the second map at least. I would not want to be in overtime against MIBR, especially now that they're trying. It looks like, you know, they're like getting the control back. So it's really important for Kidisgraca to close it out now. Going for a fast explode right now. Look how fast the lerigou is already out. Killed the first player on default and another entry by Nani. And it's already down to 3 players on MIBR's side. This was very fast. Exactly what they needed. But ferzy is here holding the cross with the AWP. Bomb not planted yet.
Oh!
Spotted another. Oh my god, 11.
That's big info, although China couldn't do anything with it. They tried to get this bomb planted desperately. They need that advantage. HEs are coming through. There goes ferzy. And now Mizzy's in the clutch. 1 versus 3. Kidisgraca keeping it simple towards the end. Just rush in again, abusing those numbers. That's what we wanted to see on Overpass, and it might just win them the game here on Mirage. They're not showing either who peaks first. Looks like it's going to be Nani, then they'll surely all swing together. Smoke towards the bomb, but with that lineup on triple, I don't fancy your chances. Grenade to do the job. Kidisgraca forced a 3rd map.
Wow. Okay, that was unexpected.
That was quite crazy indeed. Kidisgraca overwhelming the A-bomb site towards the end.